Okay, so let's start. So first of all, I wanted to share why exactly we wanted to discuss operations, why we wanted to gather all together today and discuss organizational structure and team compositions. So we'll start with the main question, why it's important to think about the operations right now. So when the organizations are growing, we see that the complexity of design teams and the whole organization is growing, that we need, at some point, we need to hire more design managers, more design program managers, and etc. But within the time, we see that it's not enough. Just by focusing on the product is not enough. So that's why we need to think about the ways from operations perspective, which kind of tool, which kind of practices, which kind of peoples are involved during the product development in our organization. And we need to make sure that the knowledge sharing is done properly, that designers are growing, not only designers, but the whole organization as well. So we need to think about practices that helps us to do that. So that's why we were thinking about the way how, like, just focusing on the product and not investing in people leads to organization scalability issues. And we need to think about the way how people are interacting with each other. And that's why we are here today. So when we were thinking about the way how we could focus on operations, there's two sides of things. The first one is people, and the second one is product. And when we are speaking about the operations, it covers all the things, from organization scale to team to people, from portfolio of products to product and craft. And there are a lot of focus areas that we need to focus on. So that's why it's a huge topic. And I believe that will be interesting and will be important for us to gather and speak about that challenges, and also share cases, share practices, share tools, how other people was able to fix these issues. So the world is changing, and just making the right things are not enough. And speed and quality is the competitive advantage. So that's why operations are becoming more and more popular. We have design ops, product ops, DevOps, and etc. So I was really inspired by this picture when I saw that for the first time. And I understood that right now, as I mentioned before, just making the right things is not enough. So that's why we need to think about the way how we could make it more efficient and more fast. So there are a lot of disciplines that are involved during this process. But as you can see here, from each discipline, there are ops people, ops discipline that helps this team to make things more efficient. So let's go through the history and understand like what is the evolution of operations in time right now. It is based on the Google trend. So for early 20s, we had sales ops. That's the first thing, the first team that started to think about the way how we could make our sales more efficient. They started to build CRMs. They started to think about the way how people are working and interacting with the customers. So that's why they started to build such tools and practices that helps them to evolve and make their sales more efficient. Then we started to see DevOps that started to grow because they had a lot of people, but it was important to set up the process, to set up the workflow that will allow to unlock all the capabilities that people have and unlock their creativity and their performance on the projects by creating and setting the right workflows and the right processes. Then we see design ops. We have recently product ops becomes more and more popular again, because we see that just by hiring more product managers we are not able to provide more results, more value. So that's why we need to think about from operations perspective, how we could make these things more efficient. So right now we have a lot of ops today. So that's why this meetup is all about ops. It's about xOps, how we could connect design ops, how we could connect product ops, and how we could connect DevOps. As you can see here, because ops, design ops, product ops, etc., they started to grow from the discipline, but we wanted to gather all the people that are thinking and thinking about and working and about operations to have this another dimension of view and share the things, that will help us to grow, about the change management, about the knowledge management, about the communication, about the organizational structures and etc. So quickly, I will share about like what is the community about. xOps is a community-driven platform with organized knowledge base with handpicked resources helping operation discipline to evolve and advance. If you will go to xops.today website, you will able to see I'm working on that. So the goal there is to gather all the tools, all the practices, all the articles, all the videos about specific things that will help ops to evolve and make their work more efficient. If you would like to contribute, please write me. You can find me on any social media as Farid Sabitov. If you would like to contribute, please do. We started to gather reports about operations, tools, and etc. So we have a lot of things. We are just thinking about the way how we could visualize that on the website. So I hope soon we will be able to share that as well. So I wanted to share the previous formats that we had before. Again, so usually we were thinking about the way how we could implement operations into the way how we are doing these meetups as well. So usually the standard format is to have speaker presenting her or his slides, answering at the end we have Q&A session where people could answer and ask their questions as well. But we're thinking how we could make these events more efficient and more interesting. So that's why in our previous meetup, that xOps meetup, #1, like the first xOps meetup, we tried to use another format where we had these slides from the experts in just 10 minutes. So they had only 10 minutes to present their idea, and all the questions went to the open panel discussions where all the experts from design ops, product ops, DevOps could answer the same questions that people are asking about specific things to like product ops or design ops, but answered by different lenses of use. Like DevOps could share some of the things that they went past through already because they have more experience in that rather than product ops or design ops. So yeah, we had the first meetup. It was on the 25th of February. You can find the YouTube recordings. Unfortunately, it's in Russian. Today, we are going to do that in English, and we are going to test another new format that we would like to share as well. So if you are interested, go to this YouTube. Yeah, if you would like to watch our first meetup, you can go into the YouTube and find it there as well. So, but we were thinking about the way how we could make it more interesting, because right now people are just can watch these sessions, presentations and conferences afterwards, like, right? Because like, and we were thinking about the way how we could make it more interactive. So today we are going to test something new, and you will be the first person like to try. I mean, to play with it. Please share your feedback if you have anything, because that will be really interesting for us to see how it will go and will this format will work or not. So today we wanted to have more like collaborative discussion and answer your questions if you have any questions during this meetup as well. So if you will have anything, please do that. All the experts that are right now on the call will able to share their slides about specific topic, and we will able to discuss them all together in Figma. If you will have any questions, anyone could answer them during this call. So it's somewhere in between Clubhouse, if you heard about this app, because they have really interesting approach of doing like people gatherings. I mean, how people can discuss and how can people open up some specific topics by just discussing that collaboratively. So we wanted to do the same here today and make it more collaborative. So we have a call in Zoom. I added the link into our Eventbrite page. So you will be able to join the session directly in Zoom with the experts and ask your questions here. The whole session is streamed to YouTube Live, where you can also write your questions if you have any. And the whole collaboration will be happening in Figma. So I will share a Figma link. Please go ahead. Also, you will be able to find this link on Eventbrite page. After registration, you must receive the link with Zoom, YouTube, and Figma. So please join here to our Figma file, because there we will be able to have these more collaborative discussions where experts will share some of their thoughts, some slides, and we'll be able to discuss these things all together. So welcome to the second meetup about designing org structures. And let's meet our experts. The first expert is Patrizia Bertini. Patrizia, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Oh, well, welcome everyone. I'm Pat, don't bother with the Z. So I live in London and I currently manage 7 globally distributed design teams for a global multinational company called Intuit. So absolutely chuffed to be here and learning from your questions.
That's great. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, and the next expert is Ilya Tregubov. I'm not sure that he said that he will able to join in a couple minutes. So if he's not here, Ilya, if you are here, please unmute yourself. If not, we will continue. So, but Ilya Tregubov is director of product operations on Patentdog, and like we had previous session with him, xOps meetup, the first xOps meetup. So it was really interesting about the way how they did the knowledge management in their organization as well. So like if you would like to watch or like connect with Ilya, please feel free to do that.